Good morning, Pisces, and the dog's barking again. I've had to close my window this morning, even though it's so warm, because it's just gone incredibly noisy outside. I'm up a bit late with it being Saturday. So like the neighbours were outside banging doors and shouting. There was a car with its engine running. I don't know if you can hear that dog barking. There we go. So I just gave up. I gave up. I've shut my window. Pisces. Oh, I feel a little bit of stress around you at the moment. There's something going on. Now, I'm going to do, where should I start? Where do I start, Pisces? I've been doing this set of full readings for all the star signs, so I'm very, very relieved that you're my last sign that I'm doing a full reading for, because I am exhausted. It's been taking so much out of me. And then sort of on top of that, they've been giving me like these extra messages. So like the day before, I'll get pulled to do a reading, and then like it's like I need to do that reading at the start of the next day's reading before I go into the full reading, and it does have like an impact on it. They do have similar themes coming through, and a lot of people have been saying they've really been connecting with these kind of initial messages before I get into the full reading. So yeah, it's like I'm doing 2 readings per video, and the videos are really long, and just connecting with all these different energies is, I'm so exhausted. All I've wanted to do for the last sort of week and a half is sleep. So yeah, even though Pisces, you're one of my favourite signs to read for, you're my little polar bears, and here we go, we've got this little guy over here. You're my polar bears, and you're one of my favourite signs, and I love doing your readings, but honestly, like, I didn't want to come and play today. I was so tired, and I feel like I'm really seeing that like 9 of Wands energy, which is quite symbolic for me of that polar bear spirit, of being able to have the grit and the determination and the focus and the perseverance, right, to plod along with something that's felt like a big burden. You can bear a lot of burdens, Pisces, and you can keep going, and I love that about you. And it's really that kind of 9 of Wands energy that I'm feeling today, where it's the 10 of Wands is completing a journey, completing a long something that's been long and difficult, right? The 10 of Wands is completing it, and the 9 of Wands is that kind of like, oh, I've got one more hurdle to get over, and I don't really want to do it, but I know that I have to, and I know that I'm nearly there, that finish line's in sight. So if this is connecting with you so far, then this sort of pre-reading is going to be for you. If you want to jump to the full reading with the cards, because this is kind of the cards that came out yesterday, if you want to jump ahead to the actual proper full reading, the timestamp will be in the description box below, and you can click on that and go to that. Where do I want to start? So I've been getting these messages quite a bit. So for the past few days, there's somebody or a group of people who are in this kind of almost like warrior energy, right? They've been through a lot of battles, but there's another battle. There's like another war raging around them, whatever that means for you. So yeah, somebody, it's like they have to put on their armor one last time. It's like they have to have one last battle. That's kind of the message that's been coming through. And with you having this lookout card, I'm getting a very, very similar sort of feel for it, like the battle's raging on around you, right? I'm getting Let the Storm Rage On again from Disney's Frozen. Let it go. I'm just writing that down so I can put it in the description box with any other songs that come out for your reading. Let it go. And it's almost, you can see that guy, he's not looking at the fire that's underneath him, is he? He's sort of looking off into the distance. And I'll come back to this in a moment. But what I wanted to kind of start with, yeah, this kind of warrior energy. I'm just trying to organise how I'm going to explain this to you. So the first song that came through yesterday, and this was quite a nice song. So I feel like this is a separate situation, or perhaps the 2 situations are kind of running parallel and combining. But you had Everything Has Changed by Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran, which is kind of a bit of a love song, right? So it's like you've got this kind of relationship. Some of you have this relationship coming in that you're interested in, and it's almost like you're leaving one situation behind, and it feels like that situation's on fire because you're looking forward. You know, like this guy on the lookout. He's looking forward at this new relationship coming in. Now I'll explain more about that in a moment once I've got through the other bits. So now, sort of a trigger warning here, because the images that they showed me are a little bit violent. Okay, they have so if you're disturbed by sort of things that are a bit kind of gory, perhaps it's not very gory. But I just kind of want to put the trigger warning there. You may want to skip forward like maybe about a minute. So yeah, if you're doing that, do that now. I saw two images close together, and then I got a song. So the first image was a kitchen knife. It's a kitchen knife, quite a big one, and it was facing towards us. Okay, and then the next image that I saw was kind of like something white and a blood splatter. I saw the blood splattering on it. It wasn't a big blood splatter. It was sort of quite a small one, as though someone's like cut the finger when they're, you know, like someone's chopping something, they've cut the finger and it's like, oh, sorry, horrible, not nice noise for those of you that are squeamish. But yeah, quite a large kitchen knife and a blood splatter. But then, okay, to give this a little bit of context, so some of you might have just injured yourselves while in the kitchen, but then to give this context, they gave me the Pink Panther theme from the cartoon, you know, doo-doo, doo-doo, that one. I'm not going to sing any more of it, just in case, because I'm really paranoid about copyright claims, even though I don't even get them, because I'm a nobody on the internet at the moment. But yeah, they gave me the Pink Panther theme, so that's like a detective, right? You know, like I thought of the cartoon, but I think it was originally a detective, and weren't they looking for a diamond or something? I can't remember, or stealing a diamond. So anyway, it was like you had Sherlock Holmes in your last reading, Pisces, and a magnifying glass. So, and a safe as well. It was a cupboard, but I read it as a safe. So you're getting this whole thing about like possibly a thief, probably, or solving a mystery. Yeah, solving a mystery. It's funny as well because I did a reading and I didn't post it, but I used Cluedo. It was a pick a card reading, and I used Cluedo as kind of the things that you choose between. So I've had this kind of theme about like detectives, solving mysteries, solving crimes, following clues. Yeah, so it's like the knife is a clue, the blood splatter is a clue. So I'm going to leave that there because I don't want the people who skipped ahead to be to sort of stumble into this too much. But yeah, so there's something there for somebody. Okay, the next two songs that I got through, I didn't get any more channel songs through, so I did ask Spotify for two songs for you, or three songs actually I got this morning. One of them was Not My Idea of a Good Time by Garbage. The next one was Careless Whisper by George Michael. I got two George Michael songs, so somebody may really like George Michael, or that might be relevant to you somehow. But yeah, I got Careless Whisper and then Freedom by George Michael. Careless Whisper. So I'm going to go through now. I'm going to go through to this. They gave it me like a load of pieces of spaghetti or a mixed up jigsaw, and I've put it together now into kind of a timeline. So you're getting, look out, right? Look out, there's a fire raging behind you. There's a fire raging underneath you. Now, the way this came through in the when I read the description of this card, what felt very, very relevant was there's a fire underneath you. And they were showing me kind of like an office block and like the levels of an office block. So what I think they were trying to communicate was you might be in a position, possibly, it's along this kind of line, so you have to wiggle it a bit to your situation, but you're in a position of authority somehow, or you've got some kind of superiority or a level up over other people. Now it's like the level underneath you, so somebody beneath you is fighting, like there's like this conflict, this war going on the level beneath you. So it could be like the people that you're responsible for at work have all suddenly started fighting, but it's kind of like you're above it, right? You're above it and you're looking out for something else. Now you do need to be aware of this, okay, because if you don't deal with it, the whole ship's going to go down and burn, right? But it's almost like you're not interested, you're looking at something else. So yeah, I don't know what that is. Okay, so that's the starter message. Then I heard, I'm going to swear, so swear warning. I heard the words shit hit the fan. So the shit hit the fan and everything's on fire. Everybody's fighting. Then I got what was coming through was should have known better than to cheat a friend. Guilty feet ain't got no rhythm, right? So there's someone here who has been wearing a false mask, who has tried to cheat someone somehow, or who has done something that's perhaps not entirely above board, and that is why the shit's hitting the fan. I do feel like it could be you. You should have known better than to cheat a friend, right? You tried to pull a wool over someone's eyes, and it may have been for the best intentions, right? I'm not calling you out and saying you've done the wrong thing, but it's kind of backfired, is what I'm getting. Now, you're very, very vulnerable at the moment, or you know you could be. So this polar bear, if you've seen him before in my readings, he normally wears this kind of lion costume, right? He normally wears I'll just sort of show you. He wears all this garb, but I had the urge to kind of take it off him today. Now I feel like that lion costume, while you were wearing it, like putting on that brave face, it really, really served you well in the situation. But what I'm guessing is it's time to take off the mask, and it's time to stand there and allow yourself to be vulnerable. You can see how he's very sort of wrinkly and skinny underneath the lion mask. There is a kind of vulnerability about him. He's got kind of a big head as well, so someone may have a big head. Not literally, maybe literally, but I was talking more about like being a bit big-headed, having a big ego. But yeah, they're allowing themselves to be vulnerable now. They're allowing themselves to stand there, sort of naked but not naked, in the full light of day, warts and all, wrinkles and all. Allowing their vulnerability to show, and what that actually is doing. Because if you continue to wear the false mask in this situation, okay, it's sort of like let it be. I'm handing it over to the universe almost. If you continue to wear the false mask in this situation, people can tell that you're wearing a false mask, and it makes you feel like you're not a trustworthy person. You're not telling the truth. You've got more to hide than perhaps you do. Okay, so by coming out, becoming clean, standing there, being entirely honest, laying all your cards out on the table and saying, this is how it is, do as you will, okay? That vulnerability actually provokes sympathy towards you. People find you more trustworthy, and people are more likely to take you at your word and actually have sympathy for you. So that's a bit of advice there that they're giving you, that if you have been wearing a mask, it might be time to take it off now and just let yourself be vulnerable, okay? Just let the karma come. And I think some of you are kind of doing that, okay? Because again, he's above the fire, okay? He's out of the fire. He's like, if you want to fight amongst yourselves, fine. Just give me a bell. Give me a call when you've reached a solution. He's looking out for something else. Now, all these kind of clarification messages have been coming through this morning, and I'm going to go through the original reading that I got yesterday, which I think is like the second stage. It's the reason why you're no longer interested in the fires. It's because you're looking forward towards something else that's coming in for you. So now I'm moving on to the Freedom song by George Michael, okay? Freedom. I won't let you down. I will not give you up, because I would really, really love to stick around. Okay, so what's going on? So I said, right, okay, what question did I ask? I said, I got the lookout, and I said, what's the outcome? So what can this person expect? What's going to happen if they continue on the same routes? They got the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands in the upright, someone who's very, very passionate, someone who's loyal. They've got that sunflower there in the horse's hair. Passionate, creative, fiery, expressive, gorgeous, loud, big, bold energy, okay? So I said, tell me more about the Queen of Wands. Why is the Queen of Wands here? I got the Ten of Cups. Absolute happiness with another person. You can see this like my wedding bells, my wedding bells version of the Ten of Cups card. Two people. They don't look super happy. Nah, I don't know. They're maybe not quite trusting this, but yeah, no, the card is what it is. It's the Ten of Cups, super duper happy, wedding bells ringing, happiness between two people. It's like the happily ever after card. Clarify that. And I got the King of Wands. That is so perfect, right? And I couldn't believe it because, sorry, my nose is clicking. Um, it only happens during readings. It's so weird. So yeah, you've got the Queen and King of Wands. So that's like a power couple, right? It's like it's a couple who are very passionate, very creative. If this isn't a love interest, it could be, I'm seeing it 100% as a love interest, but as a variation, it could just be two people working on some kind of creative project together, or working on some kind of project where there's a lot of passion for it, and they really are on the same level. That they're equals in the tarot, the Queen and King of Wands. Yeah, on the same page, equal levels of passion. They're telling me romance. They're actually giving me the word romance. Yeah, and I couldn't believe it, because these three cards together, the Queen on one side, the King on the other side, and then they're together on the Ten of Cups card, right, with the happily married, wedding bells ringing card. Like, it's so positive. So it's so funny that you've got this lookout card, which is kind of a negative card about fires raging, people fighting below you, below deck kind of thing. But you're up there on the crow's nest, sort of with your binoculars, with your telescope, looking out, because you're more interested in this, and I don't blame you. I wouldn't be interested in those fires raging if this was what I was heading towards. I mean, yeah. So what did I ask next? I said, what does this person, I'm seeing this is a male energy, it doesn't have to be. I said, what does this person have to do in this situation? What should they do in this situation? Ace of Cups. I can't believe it. Like, again, it's like people are going to think that I've made this up and that I've pulled these cards out on purpose. I haven't. This is legitimately how they came out. Okay? Ace of Cups. Make that offer. Make that love offer. Okay, it's brand new, some kind of brand new emotional offer. It's like, do it, make it, or accept it, right? I'm seeing it that he has to make it. Make the love offer. Say how you feel. Again, doesn't have to be love. It could be any kind of relationship. But I mean, if there's a fire raging, it's the water that's going to quench it, right? If you're in a heated situation, bringing love into the situation is a good idea. Just saying. So then I asked, as if we couldn't have the more perfect cards around this, okay? So the next question I asked was, I've forgotten what I asked now. What is the fire about? Why is the fire burning? What's it about? Four of Wands. So this is literally the wedding card to me. It's like they're preparing for a celebration. So it doesn't have to be wedding, but I've got double wedding here. This card is wedding to me. This card is wedding bells ringing. Doesn't have to be. The actual meaning of this card is kind of like your roots, your stability, your foundations in life. So it could be like the community around you, the places that make you happy, the community that makes you happy, and then kind of a celebration of that happiness, of those roots. And this is what's causing the fire, because I'm not seeing, it's not that there's anything wrong with the stable foundations, because then it would be in reverse. If it came out like this, I'd say your foundations, your stability is on fire. There's, it's crumbling. Your foundations are crumbling. It's not. Your foundations are super duper solid. So I feel like there may be some conflict around you regarding your solid foundations, but I really feel like you're on the lookout for this. It's like exactly what you want, okay? You know what you want from life. They're sort of telling me that you may be at a point in life where, okay, swear warning again. I don't know why my guys are so sweary. They're telling me, so again, cover your ears if you don't like swearing. They're telling me you don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck anymore. You're at a stage in life where you've done it. You've done the hard work. You've done the slog. There's only one hurdle left till you complete something, and it's like, fuck it. I'm going towards my happiness. I know what I want in my life. I know where my foundations are, and they're important to me. I'm making a new offer, probably a romantic offer, towards someone who I feel is my equal and is my happily ever after. Boom. Let the storm rage on. Oh, I'm so exhausted. I just want to sleep. It's Sunday tomorrow, and Sunday is my day off from actually doing any readings. But what they like to do is like bombard me with information. So if you go and watch Libra's reading, I had so much information, and I was like, I can't do all this in one reading. I need to sort of pace it throughout the week, break it down into different parts for the different signs. But no, the cards had other ideas, and it was like, no, yeah, you've got to tell the whole story right now at the beginning of the week. So if you want, you can go and watch that Libra reading. Just the introduction message, because it all kind of came out there. Sorry, just drinking my coffee. Need it today. Double coffee. Okay, so I'm going to clear this up. Sorry, I'm just waiting for some people. We've got visitors. They're not coming in because of COVID, but they're coming around and we're going to have a chat. So we're going to stand on one side of the pavement each and have a bit of a chat. Yeah. There we go. So I'm going to clear these cards away. I'm going to reshuffle them into the decks. I am going to use the Steampunk Tarot because that's the one I felt called to use for your reading today. I've also got the Landerman Tarot by Kira Marchetti because it's got a polar bear in it. My mum's partner, Grandad David we call him, is I associate him with that kind of polar bear energy. He is a Pisces, so she's been watching my readings and she said to me the other day, I miss my polar bear, where are my polar bears? I said, I've not been using the deck, Mum, with the polar bears in it, but I've got polar bears in this deck and polar bears in this deck. So Mum, we may see a polar bear today, but this guy's here. So yeah, stop waffling on, girl. We really need to make these readings shorter. I'm going to put these cards away. I'm going to mix up the decks. I'm going to reshuffle. Oh no, I wanted to say as well, I saw the Hierophant card, which is like trusting in the divine, okay, as I was shuffling. And then I saw the Three of Wands card twice, and this was one of them. The Three of Wands is like waiting for something. You can see he's almost like waiting for something as well, waiting for his ships to come in. I call the Three of Wands my waiting for the ships to come in card. Yeah. That's literally what I call it. It's like the main association I have with that card. And he's like waiting for a new ship to come and rescue him from this ship that's going down, right? So yeah, you've got this waiting for your ship to come in. But it's almost like the Two of Wands, right? Having a choice between two things. But it's like, I'm not choosing either of these. I'm choosing my own thing, because my own thing is like this cool stuff with like all these magic spells on it. Yeah, so it's like, I don't want your rubbish sticks. I'm going to choose my own stick. And the reason why he's choosing it is because this is bringing him some kind of balance. And again, it could be you've got fire and water there again, so you've got this running theme of fire and water, right? Fire and water. You could be connecting with a fire sign because King and Queen of Wands are both fire signs. You're Pisces, you're a water sign. Yeah, a lot of water and fire energy here, which actually it's kind of like opposites attract. They balance each other out. Yeah. Yeah, it's waiting for his ships to come in there. Made his choice, waiting for his ships to come in, and he's kind of doing his own thing. So there we go. That's definitely everything. I'm going to pause. I'm going to shuffle. I'm going to go and dive deep into your full reading. Back with you in a moment. Okay, we're off. Let's go. We're going to get some kind of overview for you for the reading from this deck. Thank you. Straight away. The Unseen again. Now, I don't know if you could see me shuffling on camera, but that card, like that. Okay, well, take that one as well then, I guess. Yeah, it just came out right in the middle of the deck. And this is the card actually that came out for Aquarius yesterday. So there may be somebody who's kind of on the cusp here of Aquarius and Pisces, or who may have different placements. I do get a lot of crossover actually towards the end of my readings here, or between signs in general. So you may always want to go and look at if you've got time, the reading on either side of yours, or particularly Pisces. I feel like you're going backwards. You're going like back to Aquarius, and Aquarius goes back to Capricorn. So yeah, there is some crossover that I'm seeing through the signs. The Unseen and the Eternal Child. So the unseen, things that we don't see but we know exist, okay? So this is to do with what was coming through yesterday this is to do with the soul, okay? So I'm trying to not say okay so much during my readings. It just gives me a second to think about what I want to say next, so I'm sorry if I do repeat certain words sometimes. The unseen, we know we have a soul. We know we have something within us that is uniquely ours, yeah? It's like our inner self, our inner child, right? Inner child, eternal child, inner child. So it's that part of ourselves that is always young, always exploring, always open to new ideas, very, very open. The child is open because the child's learning about the world, and the they're in a very open, receptive state. So I feel like you perhaps need to be in this eternal child receptive state. I do feel like Pisces are a funny sign because they're sort of like these really old souls. They have so much wisdom beyond their years, kind of thing. They have this kind of almost like universal knowledge about them, inner wisdom, but then at the same time they're always so sort of young and childish, and sometimes a little bit naive, and sort of playful. Like they've got this funny like yin yang balance between this old soul and this eternal child within them. So I think this is perhaps telling you really need to, and this has been a common theme actually for Pisces, to connect to this inner child, this person who is open, not closed down. You know, the bits of yourself that gradually get closed down as you become an adult and as you progress and as you have experiences that hurt you, and it makes you less open to certain things. This is like open yourself back up again completely. You know, allow the universe to guide you, trust your instincts, trust those kind of like childhood instincts. And again, it's like your inner soul, your inner self is like radiating this light and these rainbows and this happiness. You may have found your inner happiness through either looking back at your childhood, reassessing things, looking at things from a new perspective, or through really finding that very pure, innocent, open energy within you. And it's like who you are at your core, right? It's who you are as your core self. What kinds of things did you dream of being when you were a child? Allow yourself that space again. And I think this was about 2 Pisces readings ago, this idea of like, use your imagination, allow yourself to fantasize, because those fantasies, those daydreams actually give you new ideas, new creative potential. Does that make sense? If you're trying to think about a situation from a very adult perspective that is very logical, really based on like facts and figures, you're kind of like closing yourself into a mental box, where allowing yourself to they're giving me, I could be bounded in a nutshell and call myself a king of infinite space again from Hamlet. It's this idea of like, you could be within that box, but if you open up your heart and you open up your imagination, you could go anywhere, you could be anything. And that's where the creativity comes in. So yeah, something unseen. It could also be giving me a side message. There could be something unseen about your childhood, either something that happened during your childhood that you kind of hid from yourself. It's still there in your subconscious, but you've locked it away. It's like, no, I don't want to look at that. Or yeah, getting this idea of like something about your childhood, something happened, or some kind of dream you had, something about when you were a child that you've not told anyone, you've never expressed it. It's something to do with your inner self, something that's really affected you to your core. Okay, Mum, I'm using this pack just for you, just to see if the polar bear comes out. Can I get some more information, please, for Pisces? We didn't get the polar bear, I'm afraid. We did get the romantic man, and he's waiting. Didn't I say somebody's like 3 of Wands, waiting energy? 2 and an 8 makes 10. That's coming to the end of a cycle. Ace of Hearts translates to the Ace of Cups, wanting to make a new love offer. So again, we're getting the same cards coming through in different decks, different types of deck as well. This isn't a tarot deck, this is a Lenormand deck. The Rider. So this is a lovely card. It's got a lot of messages. It's the first card in the Lenormand deck. And again, we've got another 10, because if we add the 9 to the 1, we get a 10. So yeah, some kind of journey that's ending. Something has ended. I feel like it's been a really long slog as well, and it's being communicated. The Rider carries a letter, she carries a message. So it could be someone bringing a message to you, or you sending a message to someone else about some kind of they're telling me someone's been waiting, because we've got that waiting card again, right? So 2 waiting cards here. Someone's been waiting for some sort of message about something being completed, I feel. And it feels there's this element of fantasy, like, again, that eternal child. It's like you've made a wish, put it out to the universe, you thought it had never happened, but it's happening. And it's like she's flying on a rainbow on a carousel horse. She's like, And they're showing me another card where a lady is sat on a carousel horse going round and round and round, and this is kind of like they're telling me, and they're off again, like that kept coming through Aquarius's reading. They're not going around in circles anymore, they're moving forwards. And this gives me the scene from Mary Poppins where they're on the carousel, and then they go off riding through the countryside on the carousel horses. So it's this idea of believing the impossible. But you thought something was impossible, but believe in your dreams, believe in your goals and your ambitions, because they are actually possible. The impossible is possible right now for you. So there's also an element of healing with this card, with the rainbow, and independence. So it kind of gives me sort of, it is Nine of Cups. Nine of Hearts is Nine of Cups. So it gives me this Nine of Cups energy where it's, okay, I don't need anyone to make me happy anymore. I've done my shadow work. And again, this is a continuous process. There's always new things that come up that we have to deal with about our inner selves. But you've done it. You've done this work. Oh my God, look at it. Look at it. They have the same message, the same meaning. Okay, right, okay. So, yeah. Done the healing work within yourself, connected with your inner child, done the healing work, you're now radiating light, okay, with this rainbow. Again, she's now riding on the rainbow. She's like, literally, her childhood dreams are coming true and she can't believe it. This is kind of what it's telling me. But you don't need anyone else to make you happy anymore. And this is the key. This is the key to real happiness, is being able to find the inner light, not needing anyone else to make you happy, but being able to make yourself happy, valuing yourself, loving yourself, like even the bits that are difficult to love, like love yourself before you can expect anyone else to love you, okay? You have to fully heal, you have to fully love yourself and have that Nine of Cups energy, which is one of my favourite cards. It's one of the most beneficial cards. Like the Ten of Cups, yeah, you and someone else, you're making each other happy, but this is like, you can still make someone else happy, you can still enter into a partnership, but you don't need it, okay? It's healthier because you're not like you're not clinging to the other person. It's not codependent. You have your own happiness, they have their own happiness, and you can come together and be like even happier, so yeah, it's just beautiful. Like, I'm doing it again, it's just beautiful. Yeah, so thanks, Mum. I'm glad we used that deck because the message is actually really good from that. Yeah, and I'm going to bring this guy over as well because he's lovely. He's lovely. Watching and waiting for the love of his life there. Getting a bit fed up of waiting, I think, but being very, very patient. Underneath that is the clouds, so that's like any confusion that you've had, any doubts. The sun's coming in to clear those doubts away, to shine a light on anything that wasn't clear before. Okie dokie, let's go. So I'm going to go to your full spread now. So heart space, head space, action space, past, present, future. So here we go. So this is your heart space, your emotions in the past. I don't know how long ago. It could be recent past. It could be far past. Oh, Cinderella can go to the ball. Nice. Oh no, she can't go to the ball. Oh, don't go, Cinderella. Okay. Cinderella can't go to the ball. So I like this card. It's like, it's me, because I'm Cinderella. Two of Pentacles, making a choice. She has a choice to make. Is she going to move towards the light? Is she going to move towards the darkness? Trying to balance this out. Balancing out the light and the darkness. Two sides. There's secrets there, there's things that are unknown, or she's using her intuition to do this. She's scared of what will happen. She knows that she's only got a certain amount of time in one place or the other. They're giving me Persephone again. Again, it's been kind of a key theme this week of Persephone, because she spends half of her life in the underworld and half of her life in the overworld. You can go and Google the myth of Persephone and the underworld if you like. But yeah, balancing two sides of yourself, and that's why death's here. So this isn't a horrible death card. It doesn't mean anything's actually, died. I mean, it could be talking about ancestors, people who've passed over, spirits. But it's this kind of it makes me think of Day of the Dead. What is it? Dia los Muertos, is it? I may have mangled that. I'm sorry to anyone who speaks Spanish or anyone with Spanish ancestry. But it's the Day of the Dead, the celebration of the ancestors, remembering your ancestors. And even though it looks kind of scary, it's actually a very, very positive tradition. So do go and Google that if you're not familiar with it. What's that? Is it Coco? Is it Coco? maybe it is. I'll pop it in the description box down below. Let me just make a note there. So I need to pop in Persephone. And I need to write down about Coco. Okay. It's a lovely film. If you haven't seen it and you're in the mood to watch, a Disney type film, yeah, Coco, it's lovely, and it'll explain more about that tradition as well. So this is what it's giving me. Actually, I'm going to put it this way around because I'm seeing the darkness as kind of like more like the underworld, or more like there's something to do with not. Accepting the dark side, because you've done this in a healing work, right? You're at the Nine of Cups energy up here, so it's like you've done the shadow work and you've accepted the shadow side for what it is. Now I don't see if you're talking light and dark, good and bad, I don't see it as good and bad. I see it as light and shadow, or yin and yang energy, more like balancing two aspects. So if you go back to some of the other readings I did, I think maybe a Capricorn reading, I may have been talking about this idea of the god of the dead not actually in classical mythology, he's not a bad guy, he's just doing a job, right? And like rebirth as well, it's kind of giving me rebirth, balance between light and dark, balancing your shadow side and your light side, accepting your shadow side. Yeah, okay. And I think if something is ending, you're ending the guilty feeling. They're giving guilty feet ain't got no rhythm. Okay, so yeah, and it, like, because that song as well, they're at a dance. Lead you to the dance floor. I'm not quite getting what they're giving me here. This is in your past feelings. Guilty feet ain't got no rhythm because of something that had ended. Just listen to the George Michael song, because there's probably extra messages there for you that are super duper relevant. Careless whisper. They keep playing it, lead you to the dance floor over and over again. Okay, current heart space please for Pisces. Current heart space please for Pisces. What's going on in Pisces' heart? This card as well, she's been out all over the readings this week. Okay, we've 3 cards together here. These again came out for Aquarius yesterday, but in a different order, so they're going to have a slightly different meaning in this order. Yeah, Aquarius had it like this. So what was going on for Aquarius was like they'd done some healing work, they'd have some success, but someone was causing them to fall back into this Nine of Swords energy, which is like anxiety, overthinking. So you've got it like this way around. So you've done almost the opposite. You've got some kind of success or some kind of reward or recognition, probably recognizing in yourself that you've done some healing work. The Nine of Swords is not like the Nine of Cups, which is a very positive card. It's the opposite. It's one of the most difficult cards in the deck. It's like in extreme, like your thoughts causing you quite extreme problems, like feeling very, very overwhelmed. Sorry, my nose is clicking again. Feeling very, very overwhelmed, conflicted thoughts, to the point of like having quite bad anxiety, to try and give me a word but I'm not quite getting it, or depression. Like really, it's a very, very heavy mental energy, and it's in your heart space. So when you have this in your heart space, you can't feel because your thoughts are closing down your emotions, right? You know, can you see how much pain she looks like she's in? And it almost gives me like clipped wings as well, like not being able to fly. You've had your wings clipped, you can't look at yourself in the mirror. And again, they're telling me guilty feet, so you can't look at yourself in the mirror because you're so conflicted in your thoughts about something that you've done or said. Careless whisper, something you've said. You were careless, you said something careless, and it caused a lot of trouble, I think. I'm just going to stop the reading because we're at 39 minutes almost, and the video likes to break. So if I let it do it by itself, it kind of has this like hiccup in the middle. So I'm going to purposefully stop and start recording again. There we go. So that should be a bit tidier. So, but why I feel like the Six of Wands here is you've had success because you've been able to pull yourself out of this energy into the Temperance energy. Now, the Temperance energy is kind of like waiting for something. Again, you've got a lot of waiting here. Got those, the three of like the three of wands that I've seen twice, and that guy waiting there. So this is like really, really waiting for something for a long time, so much that it felt like time stood still. You can see that she's almost like turned to stone because she's been sat here for so long. So again, it's like turning to stone in your heart space. This isn't going to be for everybody. If it's not your reading, it's fine. It's just that somebody needed this reading more. Okay, so you could go and have a look through the playlist, see if there's any other readings. You could check out the placements of other signs. It's not going to be for everybody. What I do is I ask for the message to come through that's going to do the most good. So I might literally just be reading for one person here. It's a general reading, but I could be reading for one person who really needs it. So if this is resonating with you, just know that the guides have decided to talk directly to you today through this reading. If it's, hopefully there's small messages in here for everybody though. So yeah, so she's warming up now though. Look, she's got her back to the mirror. They're telling me again, the mirror cracked from side to side. The doom is upon me, cried the Lady of Shalott. So this is like the doom is upon me. She's got her back to that mirror now though. She's done looking at herself. Like, no, she can't even look at herself. But the light's coming in here to shine a light on the situation, to help her to heal. It's kind of warming her up. It's bringing her back to life. So again, go and watch that Aquarius reading if this feels relevant, because I got... Wake Me Up Inside by Evanescence for this card. Wake me up inside. Something's waking you up in your heart space. You've had some success though. I feel like you're shining a spotlight on yourself, on your emotions. You're warming back up with your emotions, because whatever that mental conflict was for you, I feel like that's coming to an end. I am seeing that you've healed from that, because you've got the Nine of Cups up there. Okay, you figured out, you've stopped judging yourself, I think. You stopped beating yourself up for past mistakes, past decisions. You're accepting your faults, I think. And that's the only way. Oh, look at that. In your future heart space, I went all tingly and like almost cried then when this came out. In your future heart space, you've got the Star. So again, it's almost temperance. Like, look at the similarity between them. A common thing between these two cards is this healing. Okay, and it's healing of the emotions. They're both pouring out this water. The water's pouring quite steadily. So it's really learning to balance your emotions, to moderate your emotions. They're telling me two things. They're telling me pour one out. So if somebody has passed away for you, this is like tipping one out for that person, honouring their life. And they're also telling me that some people may have had a bit of an alcohol addiction, and they've actually poured away a drink, okay, where normally they wouldn't be able to resist it in the past. They've gone and, like, they show me a kitchen sink. It doesn't have to be. They've poured away a drink and poured it down the drain, and just that one act, that one process has been like a success, and part of their healing. So take what resonates, leave anything that doesn't. Well done. Yeah, so this, some kind of emotional healing, and this again, it's like a child, and it's to do with dreams and wishes. I think actually I used this image for one of your readings recently, so you could go back through and find that thumbnail, and have a watch of that reading if this is resonating for you. Yeah, so you've got something here to do with your childhood, to do with your dreams, believing in fairy tales, believing in the impossible. Yeah, opening yourself up to things that you perhaps turned your back on in the past. Allowing yourself to dream, allowing yourself to have hope in your heart space. Why I cannot put the card down. I've never had this happen before. I went to put the card back, and it's like somebody's holding my hand like this, and they're not letting me put it down. There's something else here that they want you to know. I've never had that before. That's freaky. Right, what is it? Being in the spotlight. Somebody may be in the spotlight. Drawing people to them. Shining your light. Shining your light is drawing people to you and allowing them to shine their light. Oh, my heart. They're not letting me put it down. This is the weirdest thing. I'm going to run out of time in your reading. Blossoms, cherry blossoms. I believe in fairies. Okay, I'm going to have to pause. Got it. It's don't let go. Don't let go of your hopes and dreams and your ambitions, okay? But I have to let go to continue with the reading. But they're telling you don't let go of your hopes, your dreams, your ambitions. I also got A Midsummer Night's Dream. It's particularly the line, ill met by moonlight, proud Titania. I don't know, ill met by moonlight, proud Titania. Which is Oberon to Titania when they first meet. That's the king and queen of the fairies. And it's the Aquarius card. We've got Aquarius, Sagittarius, Scorpio. For those who like the signs, you don't have to be connecting with those signs. It's more to do with the energies. And here we go. Yeah, Six of Swords. Moving on from a situation, leaving something behind and moving on towards calmer waters. I feel really funny now with that. I had to kind of like sit with that card for a second. With the star card before they let me put it down. You've got strength as well here. Okay, past thoughts, please. Thank you. 8 of Pentacles. Whoa, something you're really working hard on there. And I like this card because he's got this little mouse helping him. And then there's the bad mouse spying on them. It gives me Arachne as well from Ovid. Or from classical culture, classical mythology, working on something over and over again, kind of perfecting it. But there's the advice here is don't be too boastful about it, and let the small people give you advice. You know, you may be surprised with somebody who you may not think would have a lot of advice for you. There may be someone who's like a junior in your work, but they may have like some kind of like seed of advice that is actually really helpful. Let the little people help you there. But yeah, 8 of Pentacles, really putting the work in, working really hard on something, and that's kind of what you were thinking about, probably working really hard on yourself. I keep drawing my attention to the ball. In your current thoughts, you've got one of my favourite cards, the Lover's card, in this deck, and the 9 of Pentacles. Lover's card can be Gemini energy. It can sometimes mean a third-party situation, especially this card, because actually it gives me Mars and Venus energy, and Venus is married to Vulcan, so yeah, but it's they are a divine match. They are a divine pair. And Venus didn't have much choice. She was kind of basically ordered to marry Vulcan, but her heart lies with Mars. You've got the 2 dolphins, which are significant of Venus, who is the goddess of love. 2 dolphins is like a perfect match. 2 people who are very happy in love, really diving in and out of their emotions, exploring their emotions, having a lot of fun, you know, in this relationship. So this is what you're thinking about. So either you've met someone who makes you feel very happy, they feel like a divine match for you. There's a lot of passion there. Now I did have the King and Queen of Wands in that pre-reading, and this is very much they are very much King and Queen of Wands. Yeah, a lot of passion, very sexy, a lot of heat, like a heat between you, right? Which may be why they're in the water, to kind of cool themselves back down again. But water is emotions, so this is passion and emotions here between these 2 people. He's holding her hand behind her back. They're also giving me Princess Leia. She almost looks like she's got Princess Leia gold bikini on there. But he's lifting her up, so he's holding her hand behind her back. There's an element of holding her back or controlling her, possibly. Her hands are tied. He's tied her hands. Oh, kinky, you know. I'm not seeing that as like the kinkiness. It could be. I'm seeing it more as like she's restrained from something. I don't know why, but he is actually lifting her up. He's lifting her up and propelling her towards almost like that star. That it's like a planet. There's a star up there. This could be someone who's triggered an ascension process for you. It's like they're both ascending. They both have this divine light shining down upon them. There's like two beams of light. You may have wished for each other. That may be the wish, but this is what you're thinking about. So it doesn't mean that this is actually something that's tangible and in the 3D, but it's occupying your thoughts. Now, what else is in your thoughts is this? It's something to do with someone being independent, whether that be independent in business or independent, relationship-wise. Someone who's really, really good on their own, doing really well. They've kind of got, if you've got the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles, this is like you know how to make yourself happy, and you know how to live independently and provide for your own needs. It's they're both very, very, very positive energies, and you've got the butterfly there as well. There's some sort of change in the air. They're telling me change in the air, and then this girl here has butterfly wings. So some kind of And this doesn't necessarily mean, I'm talking about the nines being independent. This doesn't mean that you have to necessarily leave a relationship. It just means that you're finding your independence within it. You're becoming less reliant on somebody else, and you're more able to kind of have a little bit more independence, have a little bit, feeling like you're not, say you're in a relationship and only one of you are working, and then the other person kind of feels like they're a drain on the other person. They feel like even if that person does it really willingly, they're like, no, I'm quite happy to work. I'm quite happy to provide for you. I love you. Let me do this. I want to do this. This is what makes me happy, is providing for you. But that other person may still feel like they're a burden, or that, they don't want to, they want to have an equal give and take. It may actually be that, this could be an equal give and take. If you're talking sort of like very, very traditional relationships, one person is the provider, one person is the Nine of Pentacles, and one person is the person who does all the loving and it provides emotions. One person provides tangible things, one person provides emotions. And that is equal, that's balance. It's two nines, right? But yeah, you could be doing this within a relationship where you're finding more independence. You find kind of like finding your feet. You're able to support yourself, and that just makes you feel happier that you're not. It just makes you feel happier within that relationship. Okie dokie, let's go. What's in your future thoughts? Does that want to come out? It's showing me the Tower, but it didn't come out. I don't know if I can show you what it did. It teetered. It's like the Tower is teetering, right? And then it kind of went back in. So yeah. Oh, you might be on shaky foundations possibly in the near future. But I don't know, because you have that Four of Wands in the upright before as well. There may be a threat to your foundations, a threat to your stability. The Emperor's flipped and gone back in. So he's coming out. He's hiding. Why is the Emperor hiding? The Emperor is in hiding, they're telling me. In your future thoughts, there is an Emperor in hiding, keeping his head down, they're telling me. Because at the start of the reading, I had that lookout card with like the fires raging all around him. He's just keeping his head down. He's keeping a low profile. He's like, I know, because I'm the Emperor, I'm like, my head's on the chopping block here. I know that I'm kind of like the figurehead of whatever this is. And I'm just, I'm keeping a low profile. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. I can take the heat. If you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen. The Emperor's got out the kitchen. He's like, I'll come back when the fire's put out, which is probably a smart move, Emperor, right? He's in the upright, so he's a good Emperor. He's an Emperor in good energy. He does have control of situations. He does know how to take control in a situation. He knows when to take control and when to get the hell out of the kitchen. Okay. Sometimes you just need to let the fires burn for a while until they simmer down, and then you can kind of go back in and tell people how to clean up the mess. But yeah, it's like he's pointing towards the ground as well. He's like, this is below me. I'm above this. Okay, they're telling me I'm above this. Whatever that fighting is, whatever the drama is, he's above it. He's like, I'm not going to descend to your level. I'm going to go over here and deal with these. I'm going to go and make myself useful somewhere else while you guys are battling it out, and I'll come back and we can talk about, reaching a resolution when you've all calmed down. Yeah. Or you may have someone on a pedestal. So that even though it's a masculine energy, this can still be you if you identify as a feminine energy. It just means that you're acting in kind of like quite a leadership energy. It's Taurus, Aries, kind of gives me Capricorn as well. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be, but you could have someone up on a pedestal as well. You could think really, really highly of someone if this isn't you. It's like someone that you see as a superior person, someone in authority, someone that kind of commands respect. And yeah, you may have them on a pedestal. We'll get a clarifier for that one. Okay, in the underneath you've got the 9 of Wands. I think that's all the 9s you've got here now, haven't you? 9 of Swords, 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands. Yeah, you've definitely been on a long journey. It's like good, and for better and worse, they're telling me. For better and for worse, there's been like good things about this journey and very, very trialing things about this journey. Okay. But 9s are also about coming to an end of something, like approaching the finish line. Excuse me. Okay, so what's going on in the past action space, please? Oh, there's the Tower. Yeah, you had the Tower moment. The Tower moment is like some kind of Scorpio energy. Again, you've got double Scorpio in your past here. The Tower card is about something that's come in and really, really struck your foundations. Yeah, okay, we've got 4 of Wands on the bottom of the deck as well. So yeah, something coming in trying to shake your foundations. I don't feel like they have shook your foundations. I feel like you've got really strong foundations, right? With this 4 of Wands here as well. Yeah, I should take it. They're telling me to take it. No, they don't want me to take it. Okay, that was weird. Right, they've been weird with me today. They've been very bossy with the cards. So yeah, what they're drawing me to is like they're saying knock your block off. Something's come in. It could be news came in, a sudden realization, an event that happened. Something came in, and it's like it knocked the crown off this tower. Okay, but the foundations are still really strong. It's built on this rock. All this bit. It may feel like the whole thing is on fire for a while. It may feel like people are fleeing the scene, but it's okay. The message is it's okay. Don't worry. Okay, be the emperor. Okay, the foundations are firm. So even though it's kind of like knocked your crown, you've had a moment where it feels like somebody, something's come in, it's kind of like shook you up, knocked your crown, caused some fires. The damage can be repaired, it's telling me. You can build again. You can rebuild, build anew. Wear a new crown, I don't know. Yeah, you can see like it's like the forest is on fire as well. Yeah, that probably came in as quite a shock. It probably really, really did. It probably felt quite dramatic, like it was a lot of fire around you, a lot of heat and heat at your back. But it's like this emperor. It's kind of like this has been going on for a while. Where when they're telling me again, I'm sorry, swear warning. When the shit hits the fan, it's like this person goes and works on things like quietly. It's like, okay, I'm stepping out of this. I'm withdrawing from whatever this drama is, and I'm going to go and put in the work somewhere where, it's pointless. It's pointless for me to stand here trying to put out these fires that are just going to keep raging. So I'm going to let them burn themselves out, and in the meantime, I'm going to go and do something practical that's going to be of benefit later. Very, very much Emperor energy. Like, not wasting your time where nothing can be done because you're going to do something that's actually of benefit instead. There may be people who criticise you for this. It's like they're telling me about Nero when he fiddled while Rome burned, and it was really kind of like there was a lot of propaganda around that. Poor Nero, he's really painted as being this terrible emperor, and actually there's a lot of evidence to show that he wasn't, or at least he wasn't any worse than any of the other emperors. And he was actually trying to some of the propaganda was like he's building this big massive home for himself. He's building this big like massive estate for himself, and actually his intention was to make it public land, like a massive park where people could go and spend, like the public could go and heal and spend the time. So sort of like people misjudging your intentions, I think, here, but it's kind of like, don't worry about it. Lay it all bare, let people judge if they want to judge. Okay. Oh, wow, straight away. Which way, please? Woo! Oh, coming out of the cold. A situation that felt like a loss, it felt like a disappointment, felt like you were perhaps out in the cold, socially, possibly. Um, Sorry, just one second. Sorry, I thought the kids wanted me. I think they were just talking amongst themselves. So yeah, out in the cold in a situation, feeling like you were in the bad books, possibly, or you are feeling like you're in the bad books because this is in your current energy. But the cold never bothered me anyway, right? It's like you've got all this fire and cold. But there's something to do with coming out of this now. I feel coming out of this feeling like you're in the cold, or you'd put someone out in the cold, put someone on ice. They're telling me you've put someone or something on ice, but this is kind of over now. It's like time for this to change, because the Five of Pentacles is a card about no, it's not. This I don't know why I got it mixed up with the Seven of Pentacles. I think because it has all these pentacles on a tree. So you could have some kind of loss, a situation that didn't work out financially or tangibly, something that didn't work out at work or to do with the home. But you're coming out of this energy now. I think it's time, because you've got lovers again. Lovers on the bottom of the deck. You have definitely got romance on the mind right now. Yeah. Okay. Future thoughts. Future thoughts, future action space. Five of Cups. Again, you've got this five here and this five here. Something didn't work out in the past. Something that may have felt like it caused a financial loss. You can see there these treasure chests are open, kind of spilling coins everywhere. Something kind of wreck. Oh, okay, yeah, look at that. It's like that. Now this is a rock, but it always looks like smoke to me. It's like she survived the wreckage. They're showing me like a shipwreck. Didn't we have another card with like a ship? Oh, the lookout. Okay. Oh, this might be coming in for you then. So this is surviving the shipwreck, abandoning the boat. Okay, taking what you can grab and running, fleeing the scene. Yeah. So there's been some sort of loss because of whatever this was. Financial loss, and also like something that felt quite emotional. You can see there's 3 cups spilt there, but there's 2 cups standing. Now this person, the Five of Cups card is normally someone having a really good sulk over the 3 cups that have been spilt, but she's not really sulking anymore. She's done some healing. She's got her back to the situation, and she's kind of contemplating these 2 cups that are in the upright. Now there's nothing in them yet. There's no emotions in them yet, but this is telling me that you're ready for a new start in some kind of emotion, some kind of relationship. And she could very, very, very easily get those 2 cups and fill them up with water. There's a lot of water around, but the emotions are kind of still a bit choppy, I feel, about that past situation. Okay, but it's looking good. You're the Emperor in your thoughts, or you've got an Emperor in your thoughts. Okay, I shuffled once, and the 2 cups is on the bottom. So yeah, this is what's coming in for you. So she's contemplating these 2 cups, and the 2 cups show a very, very balanced, equal, fair relationship, possible marriage. I'm going to take it. But there's still things that are unknown. There's still secrets being kept. There's still the wolves biting at your heels. You're still in the darkness right now. You're coming out of it though. It's looking good. Looking really good. It looks like a tough situation, a very, very challenging situation. And the Queen of Wands is at the bottom. I did shuffle these really, really well, but she's still there. It's like you can't get rid of her. Telling me you can't get rid of the Queen of Wands. If you're fated to be with this person, then okay. Can you tell me more about Death and Cinderella going to the ball? Okay, which way around should this be, please? Which way around? Yeah. Okay. So something that ended, some kind of balancing out your shadow side and your light side. 5 of Pentacles again, so you had that here. So this is recovering from this. 5 of Pentacles, feeling like you're out in the cold, feeling like there's some kind of been a loss. So it's like half of the 10 of Pentacles, right? So there's been some kind of possible split. So yeah, I don't know. And the reason for that is because the King of Cups is in reverse. So someone's withdrawn love, right? This is it can be a masculine as well that's over emotional, indulging too much in alcohol as well. Over emotional, withdrawing love. maybe emotionally manipulative, which has left these people feeling very much out in the cold. Yeah, some kind of, it could be a breakup, but then this kind of like Cinderella balancing her light side and her dark side. Like you're finding balance from, I don't know, it's like the situation is designed to bring you balance. Tell me about the Tower, please, in the past. Queen of Cups in the upright. This is someone making... this is a counterpart, but the King of Cups is in the negative. So the Queen of Cups is someone offering love. She's very proudly offering love. And she's also tipping out one old relationship and proudly displaying a new cup. So there's a sense of like not putting love into a situation anymore, but offering love to a new situation. Okay. Goodness me. They showed me the full card, but I don't know what it was for. But then I got the George Michael song again. I know you're not a fool. Should have known better than to cheat. What is it? It's so easy to pretend, but I know you're not a fool. Okay. Tell me why the Five of Pentacles is here in reverse, please. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, you got Nine of Pentacles and Nine of Pentacles in your thoughts and your action space. Yeah. So feeling some kind of loss. It could be that a relationship split up, or something to do with house or work, where there was some sort of loss there. Kind of threw you on a wobbler, but you've found this, or you're in the process of finding your own, supporting yourself, being independent. Show me the Four of Swords though. It could be causing you some anxiety. Tell me more about the Star card, because you were really keen on that Star card. What's going on with the Star card, please? What is going on with the Star card? They're not telling me. Oh, there we go. Three of Pentacles. Oh, something to do with work. Oh, working with other people. You can see we've got like the architect with the plans. You've got the girl who's actually doing the practical work, and then you've got the tarot card reader, because you need tarot card readers, right, when you're doing a building project. This may be the creative person there, the creative thinker, someone who has a lot of passion for the project. So some kind of dream or wish or project that is going to involve working with other people bringing different skills to the table. Okay, interesting. Why is the Emperor here, please, in the future thoughts? Okay, throwing cards at me now. Oh, yes. Yeah, baby. One of my favourite cards in all the decks. It's one of the best cards, and oh my god, and you've already got it. Okay, it's one of the best cards. Just move everything over. And this is one of my favourite versions of this card. Two of Cups. This is an equal relationship, and a relationship that has a lot of chemistry. And look, you've got it in your action space. Two cups in your action space, two cups in your thoughts. Something to do with this Emperor. So you're either taking control in the situation, taking the lead, figuring out how you can take the lead in the situation to make this happen, or this is you thinking about an emperor, someone in Emperor energy, connecting with someone in Emperor energy. Yeah, absolute chemistry between you, perfect match, really balancing each other out there. I love this. I just love it so much. I just think it's the best visualization of the Two of Cups. And again, it doesn't even have to be romance, right? It can be two people working together. But it's very, very equal, and it's like chalk and cheese. You know, they both bring something. Again, it's like the Three of Pentacles, right? Bringing different skills to the table, and it just balances out really, really well. Works really well together. You know, salt and pepper, chalk and cheese. I mean, I don't understand that phrase actually. Chalk and cheese. Why you'd have chalk and cheese? Salt and pepper works better. And along with that, you've got the Hierophant. So this is either like when the Emperor and the Hierophant come out together, this can be very, very controlling, actually. Some kind of situation that is like very, very formal. So it could be church, work. It could be marriage. It could be marriage, guys. And it could be, it's almost like it's like divinely ordained. It's like, this is God, right? This is God, and he's got these two people at his feet, and he's like teaching them. Or it's like something to do, like something that you were taught as children, and then action in it. What the things that you were taught as a child with this hopes and dreams about what a healthy relationship should be like, what spiritually. Yeah, something very spiritual here, something to do with childhood, something to do with balance. Very, very, very stable. This relationship is super stable. You've got, on either side of this Two of Cups, you've got the Emperor, super stable card, and the Hierophant, another stable card. Seeking out. It's like both of you are going, seeking out some kind of like knowledge. It could be spiritual knowledge. It could be speaking to someone who's like an advisor, somebody who's got like an old soul. It's like father and grandfather. I mean, a father and grandfather could be in a Two of Cups relationship. It doesn't, like I say, it doesn't have to be a romance relationship. It could just be a very, very equal relationship. But I'm seeing this more like these two people, and then they're at his feet here learning. Can you tell me about why the Five of Cups and the Two of Cups are down here in this person's action? Oh my god. Four of Wands. And I said I didn't know that it could be marriage. It could be marriage. And then this is like the marriage card. It's like people setting up a wedding. Okay, well. Thank you, Pisces, for giving me a beautiful reading as always. Queen of Swords on the bottom there. Someone holding on to the truth. So again, you've got that yin yang sign there. That's kind of showing on that deck. This deck's double-sided, so where I normally put the decks face down until I've read from them, I can't do that with this card. There's always a card upright showing, unless I cover it up with another thing, but then I tend to forget and shuffle it in. So yeah, that guy's been showing the whole time. Okay, so what needs to change, please? Can you tell me what needs to change? Woo, okay. You've got the World card and the underlying. That's a whole new cycle. Okay, so what needs to change? We've got the King of Swords now. We just had the Queen of Swords. This is so many equal relationships here. We had the King and Queen of Wands, King and Queen of Cups, even though the King of Cups was in the wrong way around there in the beginning. And now we've got the King and Queen of Swords. So this is people speaking the truth, taking action, really sort of like logical thinkers. He's looking a little bit stubborn today, that King of Swords. He's holding on to his truth, and he's got a big truth, and he's like getting ready to communicate it as well with that little bird there. Purple. Okay, and then the Eight of Coins again in the reverse. In the reverse, someone's not been putting work into something, or been working too hard on something. So what needs to change? How's this situation going to change? Looking back at this situation, reassessing, right? Reassessing this situation from the past here, because it's almost like he's looking at that tower moment, right? But he's distanced himself from it now. Looking back on this period of working on something over and over again. He's cutting something out as well. He's got that sickle at his back. So it's cutting ties from something and looking back at this situation objectively, because at the time I feel like it was very, very, you were in the heat of it, right? You were in the heat of it, you didn't want to look at it, you kind of went off, you did your own work. It's like looking back at that period of working hard, reassessing something, but you've got the objectivity now to stand and look at it unemotionally, where we had the Queen of Cups over here and the King of Cups in reverse. That's kind of like over emotional, but now the King of Swords isn't particularly emotional. Sometimes he can be a bit cold, especially in the reverse, but he's objective, right? And that's positive, being able to look at something objectively, unemotionally, looking back at something to do with something you've worked really, really hard on. Tree, yeah. You've gained perspective, or you need to gain perspective and look back at it and work out what you need to cut out. Okie dokie. let's get you some advice. I'm going to get you advice from 2 packs because I do have just enough time to do it. Again, it's another long reading. Hopefully my readings next week are going to be a lot shorter. Can I get... Whoa, they're everywhere. Can I get some advice, please, for Pisces? Thank you. Oh, Yang in the reverse. Oh, interesting. Time to go in the underlying. Yang in reverse. Maybe time to get a little bit more yin. Yang is the masculine energy. Yeah, the Emperor and the Hierophant here. That is a lot of masculine energy. It's quite controlling energy. They're not in the reverse, okay? They're not in the reverse. What this is telling me is it's time to bring some yin into this situation. Now, this doesn't mean necessarily male and female. It's more the energies. Yang energy is kind of like... they take the lead, they make the decisions, they know when to plant the heels in a situation, and they know when to take action. They're very much this kind of controlling emperor and church energy, right? Of like, it can be very, very fatherly as well. It can be kind of a very guiding, protective energy, but it's very, very masculine. So what this is telling me is there needs to be more yin energy here. You need to bring in the people who are more supportive, they're more expressive, they're more creative, more flowing, more softer energies. Yeah, there may be... I'm not saying that. Okay, so let's find out what this wants to tell us. Card number 1. I don't know if this one takes reversals. No, this one doesn't work in reversal, so I'll turn it upright, and we'll read a couple of the messages from this book here. They're telling me he's got the whole world in his hands. You know, if somebody's in Emperor and Hierophant energy, they do have the whole world in their hands. A lot of the time they are actually... he's got an apple. He's got an apple in this deck, but sometimes these 2 cards, the characters are often shown with a big gold orb in the hands or a world. So yeah, he's got the whole world in his hands. The masculine principle of movement and creative activity, the power to make things happen, taking action. Oracle's message. Yang represents the power of action, the energies that propel the world forward, and manifesting thought and desire into concrete form. Sorry, I can't speak right now. Now is the perfect time to act, for you can easily build momentum and make headway. What you want will come to fruition if you proceed confidently. The card signifies new life and is a sure sign that obstacles have been overcome. There is no reason to hesitate. You are the shaper of your destiny now. Shaper of your destiny now. Sorry, I will show you this so you can pause it and read it yourself. Relationship message. Circumstances are supporting action on your part. It's okay to make the first move. Trust that you will quickly know where you stand in matters of the heart. There is movement towards your highest good, so go forth with assurance. Passion is in the air, and now is the time to dance to the tune of love. Take the lead. Okay, and it's number 1. I've gone dizzy. I've gone really dizzy. Now, I do feel like it might not quite... I think the reason why it came out in the reverse, right, is because this is where we are now. And if everything's on fire around you, maybe it's not quite time yet. Maybe you do have to kind of keep your head down a little bit longer. But soon, not quite now, but very soon, it will be the time to take the lead, to make your hopes and dreams and desires into a tangible reality. Okay? So this is coming up for you. It may be tomorrow. I'm thinking of me... Casablanca, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon. So okay, I'm going to show you. So be ready. It's like the reason why it came out in reverse is like, be ready to take action when the opportunity arises. Okay, wait for the fires to sizzle down. So here you go. You can pause this and reread it in your own time. You can take screenshots. Not encouraging you to screenshot copyrighted material and share it. You know, it's purely for you to just go back to and read over again, you know, while you're dealing with this. You know, I don't want to get anyone into trouble or break copyright laws, but I know that some of you are going to need that. You know, need to read through it yourself. Yeah, okay. Can I get some more information, please? Some more advice. That might be too many cards. I'm going to show you, then we're going to go again. Master Artisan. Actually, that came out for you twice. Up in the Air. Will, Wisdom and Mind. The Oracle of Delphi. Can I get one card, please? Because I'm not reading through all that. I've not got the time to do that. Now, I don't know what just happened, but my recording stopped. Luckily, I had a panic because I thought, oh no, I've lost all that footage of everything that came out. But no, thankfully it was just a minute ago. I don't know if they just don't want you to have this card. But the card that came out was Wishes Fulfilled. So it also showed me the Akashic Library and the Akashic Records, I think. So you may want to go and Google that, find out more about that. So thankfully I just have to reread this one card. So here we go. Wishes Fulfilled. The scene is a Brightonful storeroom, a larder for a sizable and successful estate. Inside are keys and coins, wines and spices. Also within the room are a number of baskets filled with a bounty of fruits, vegetables, breads, flowers, sugars and grains. Excuse me. Even the many windows look out to the expanse of your world. Again, it's like that whole world in his hands. This card is a sign that the time has come for your wishes to be fulfilled and your dreams to be realised. Difficulties may have challenged you for a time, but even in these, victory is assured. So just to reread that, difficulties may have challenged you for a time, but even in these, victory is assured. I'm thinking about the guy in The Lookout again. It's like letting the fire rage around him. There is an abundance of sweet nourishments and acquired lands coming. The keys to the castle are yours. Celebrate. Okay, so there we go. Looking pretty good for you, Pisces. Wishes fulfilled. There you go. And then don't worry about the reversed. I mean, you can read it if you want to read it in the Akashic Force down there at the bottom. But it came out very, very stubbornly in the upright, I feel. So yeah, fab reading. I am exhausted, absolutely exhausted for doing 2 weeks of full readings and all the additional readings that have come through. So I hope my guides go a bit lighter on me next week. I need the break. I'm going to go and sleep all day on Sunday. Hopefully they won't interrupt my sleep too much with random messages. Yeah, so do take care. Good luck with that. Let the storm rage on. Wishes are coming. Wishes fulfilled. Do take care, guys. Bye bye.